whoa, we're here already? Not saying that it happened like super quick, but in my head, I'm like, I didn't think we were here already. I need to get, I need to get ready. No. I just start breathing through my mouth.
You're listening to the Laughing Couple podcast with your hosts, Brittany and Ryan Ostafy. Join them weekly as they discuss topics such as relationships, kids, sex, parenting, all unfiltered and all with a healthy dose of laughter. Please welcome your hosts, Brittany and Ryan Ostafy.
Hey. Mega clip. What? You know what? You know what just happened?
You know
there?
what just sounded like you said? It sounded like you said mega clit.
Mega clit. I make a clit.
I make a clit. Oh my God. We are so, we are running on fumes right now.
What happened was I was going to say, I make a clap. And then I realized the last time I said that, you say, oh, you always say that.
So
I stopped saying,
right,
I'll make you laugh.
Right at clip.
I make a clip.
What a way to start a podcast.
I am going to make you clit.
Okay.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Listen. We just need to be transparent with you guys. Ryan and I
because we're usually not.
We usually just lie about all the things.
Everything's a lie.
Everything is a lie.
Yep. How's your relationship? Great.
Lies.
Yeah, we love each other.
We live on a bed of lies.
We laugh all the time.
My Instagram community will get that joke because that's what that girl said to me. She sits on a throne of lies.
That's from the movie Elf.
Yes, I know.
Direct quote.
But she...
I know him.
She made fun of me. Okay, anyways.
We are
parenting
very fail. What? Podcast fail.
No, we're just very sick. So please give us some grace. If you hear us hacking, hopefully our editor can take out some of our coughs. But we're running on fumes right now. And so we're going to do our best to bring it and then crash after.
Now, if you've been listening to this podcast for the last month and a half and you have been paying attention, we start almost every podcast off with, we're feeling a little under the weather.
Yeah.
So.
Do we really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Because here's the thing. We are.
We've been sick for a very long time.
It hasn't gone away. Mm-hmm. It is so not going away. It's not funny. Last night I had a parenting fail. A big parenting fail. And I have a feeling it's your I love you and you're annoying.
It's actually not.
Oh, thank God.
No, it's not.
Because I was going to own up to it. Oh, no. Oh, no, really? There's something else? Okay. Anyways. I was going to own up to it. So last night...
It was shitty of you, but it wasn't
Riley for the last 4 years, every night, we've talked about this, I think, before, has this fear, this... Phobia, so to speak, of throwing up. She threw up one time when she was 4, and every single night since then, she has made me promise her that she will not throw up. Before we can leave for a date night or anything,
ask us.
Promise me I'm not going to throw up tonight.
Yeah.
And so for 4 years, I'm like, yeah, you're not going to throw up. Don't worry about it. You're fine. Well, about a month ago, I was wrong. Terribly wrong. And she was so mad at me.
Well, here's the thing. Riley hadn't thrown up. Last month, we were all really sick. We all got the gastro bug. Riley hadn't puked. The last time she threw up was probably when she was 4. She hadn't
just said that.
I know. I'm just saying, it was a long time before she had thrown up.
Yeah, exactly what I was saying earlier.
No, I don't think you clarified that.
I think I did, but that's okay. If you didn't know, it has been a long time since Riley had thrown up. So I got away with saying, I promise, every single night.
Yeah.
Well, I was wrong, and she held me accountable to that, which good for her, right?
Yeah.
She said, you promised and you lied. Well, that's true. I did promise. But then I was able to have a good conversation with her and be like, listen, I can't promise this anymore. It's not my body. It's not my feelings. I don't know what's going on. So I can't be held accountable moving forward to make that promise. And I won't. I will look at you and I will tell you based off of an assessment, I don't believe you're going to throw up tonight.
Right.
Well, last night she came in, woke me up after we had just told her, stop doing this. Let me sleep, please.
Yeah.
So I went to bed early because I felt, I can't get rid of this cold. I'm just going to try to sleep it off. I'm going to do the responsible thing, go to bed early. So I go to bed early. She wakes me up around 11 o'clock, maybe 11:30. Don't remember what it is. 11, saying, Dad, I'm going to throw up. And I'm like, no, you're not. She's like, promise me I'm not going to throw up? I'm like, Riley, I can't promise you're going to throw up, but you don't look like you're going to throw up. You're not hot. You're not sweaty. You're not even cold. Like, you have no body temperature to indicate that you're not you. I said, so based off my assessment, Riley, I'm going to say, go back to bed now.
And then you shoved her across the room.
No, that was last week. Some people don't get over it and some people don't forget. So anyways, so she's like, you sure, Dad? And I'm like, yeah. So as she's looking at me, she's talking to me. She's like, how do you know? And I'm like, I just know you're not going to throw up. And then she says, oh, I'm going to throw up. And she gives me the face of like, I'm holding in my puke. I'm like, oh, get to the washroom. So we run to the washroom, and as she's putting up the toilet seat to puke in it, it comes down and hits her in the head. Which is kind of funny.
I don't know why I laughed at that.
Yeah, because you didn't know that happened.
I don't know.
So here's where this whole thing went awry for me. It hit her in the head, which I thought was funny, but I didn't laugh. Her reaction to it hitting her. Oh my God! You literally just snotted out like you snot rocketed. You just snot rocketed a small size marble snot. Can you close that door when you come back? Because it's very echoey. So I know you can hear this story, so I'll continue this for everyone else who doesn't know what's happening right now. But keep in mind, Brittany is currently dealing with a massive booger on her arm. So anyways, her reaction to having the toilet seat hit her in the head changed my entire mind on her throwing up. She went from, I'm going to throw up, to, oh, that hit me in the head. And I'm like, okay, you're fine.
Right.
So now I'm pissed.
Right.
Now I'm like, you woke me up for no reason. Now you're making this whole thing up. I'm done. I said, Riley, go back to bed. I'm not dealing with this. If you need to throw up.
No, she told me that you said go to Mom.
No, listen.
She was like, Dad told me to come to you.
I did eventually, but I gotta get there.
You. I'm like so sick, and you're like, get him out.
No, I said, I'm done. I'm done with this, Riley. I need to sleep. I've been sick for over 35 days. I need to sleep. Go back to bed. So she's like, well, what if I need to cuddle with you? I need to cuddle with you. She was so sweet now that I know.
Yes.
But at the time, she was so annoying.
Okay.
Right? And I'm like, listen, Riley, if you're going to continue this conversation, good luck with your mom, because I'm done with it. So she went in. I can't
believe you did that to me. That's so mean.
Because I thought you were just going to shut that shit down.
I was sleeping. I wasn't. I was hacking my brains out.
I heard you.
I know. So you heard me dying in the room and you're like, go.
Yeah. I thought you were like, Riley, get on here. No. So it turns out half an hour later, Riley's puking everywhere.
Yeah. So she comes into my bedroom and goes, Mom, I don't feel well. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, am I going to throw up? And right away I was like, do you feel like you're going to throw up? And she was like, I don't know. And she gets really panicky. So I'm like, okay, let's go to the bathroom. And she is definitely displaying all of the signs like she's going to puke. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to Ryan. He's in the spare room. I'm like, Ryan, like, did you tell her to come in here? Like, she's going to puke. And you were dead ass asleep. And then you were like, what? No, she's fine. I was just in the bathroom with her. She's fine. I'm like, well, I think she's going to puke. And you actually didn't know that she threw up until like this morning.
Correct.
Yeah. Like we were up till 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, correct. I had no clue.
Yeah. So way to go. Now, not only does she doesn't trust you, now she can't even come to you if she's going to puke.
Apparently the problem is I don't trust her.
I don't think so. Oh. Anyways, that was, it was an event and I'm so tired. Ryan's tired. We're still sick. We're hacking up boogers apparently. Ew. I'm sorry.
It is what it is. I do it too. I do it too. I just usually don't do it and then show you it.
But what I didn't, I looked down at my hand and it was just, it was on my sweater. Anyways.
If you picture a marble back when you were a kid.
Also, yesterday I was in bed and I was writing down my to-do list on my phone. So I sit down, right? So I looked down like, I don't know why I'm telling you this. I looked down like this to look at my phone. Ryan, I swear to God, it was fucking Great Wolf Lodge waterfall just like came out of my nose. Like there was no preparation. It was just like, and it went everywhere. I'm like all of a sudden, like the floodgate of the dam just opened up. It was so weird.
At that point, I would have been like, to-do list, not today.
Oh my God. Like it just everywhere. And it was just like water. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Anyways. Okay. So super yummy.
So can I tell you my I love you and you're annoying?
Sure.
Today I discovered something about you.
Okay.
I cannot trust you with my medical health. I can't do it. Can't trust you.
What are you talking about?
Well, let me share with you let me remind you of what you would not do for me.
Okay.
The other day, I was at someone's house. They have a cat.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to cats. I started getting a little allergic. They thought I had pink eye because my eyes started turning a little pink. So they gave me the equivalent of a Reactine.
Okay.
As I'm going home, I think to myself, I'm having a hard time breathing. I can't get enough oxygen in. So I think, what's going on? I'm like, wait a second. No, my breathing's fine. Oh, my tongue is swollen.
Sorry, are you about to say that I didn't put my finger in your mouth?
Don't jump in. Don't jump in.
This is embarrassing.
You don't jump in.
I'm embarrassed for you.
So anyways,
I accept it.
I think my tongue is swollen because I'm like, oh, my tongue no longer fits in my mouth. And so I'm start like playing around with the size of my tongue and going back and forth on my teeth. And I think to myself, wait a second, my tongue feels like it's the normal size. Oh my goodness, the roof of my mouth is swollen. The top of my mouth is swollen. And there seems to be what I would describe as a marble size. I went back to marble.
It's actually my booger.
Yeah, there's a booger in my top of my mouth. There is like a marble size bump in the top of my mouth. And now 2 days later, it has not gone away. When I described this to you, I asked you nicely, could you put your finger in my mouth and see if you feel it? To which you, to this day, to this moment, still have not checked.
12 minutes ago, first of all. And hold on. You never told me it was an actual bump, like a marble-sized bump.
It's a bump.
Hold on. You just said, the top of my mouth feels swollen. So I'm thinking above your gums. And I'm like, I don't need to feel that. I can trust you. If you would have told me there was like a bump in your mouth, I for sure would have felt it.
Yeah, I'll
feel it after this.
Feel it right now.
I'm not fucking doing that on here. I haven't washed my hands from my boogers.
Goddamn finger in my mouth right now.
No. I will feel it after for sure, because that's a little concerning.
Yeah, I feel like it's not an imagination, but I need to validate
I will feel
that I got a lump in the top of my mouth.
Paperclip this, and I will feel it after.
If you listen to this podcast and you know why people get lumps in the top of their mouths from cats,
yeah, okay,
I think I got that.
My I love you and you're annoying is the following. Ryan and I, after we did our monthly check-in, we actually did a yearly check-in, like our first quarter, a couple months ago, or a couple weeks ago. So we decided after this that we were going to kind of be tighter on our budget and make sure that we're not like just going out and spending all the monies. We're just trying to budget for the next quarter. And this means like, we're not going to go out. Ryan and I like to switch back and forth like every other week. I'll go out with my girlfriends for a glass of wine. Ryan might go get wings with his friends, and then we alternate just to get that like sociable thing. So we were like, hey, let's cut that out. Maybe do it once a month, all of the savings. And I'm like, yes, I agree. Let's bunker in, get our finances where we want them to be. Do you already know what I'm going to say? Actually, it's two things. And within this conversation, we also said, hey, we are not fucking buying Cooper any new presents because the kid is going through a leap right now where he's just like acting out. He's just, really testing our buttons, doing things, behaviors that do not warrant extra gifts for no reason. So unless it's your birthday, unless it's for like an event, you don't just get something like when we're out. I agree, Ryan. What happens? You go out because I took Riley out in our predetermined thing, and you came back and you got Cooper a new car. There's a new jacket.
There's a truck.
Whatever. And then I called you on it and you were like, you just completely ignored it. And it was like, oh, this is so funny. But that was actually really annoying and super sweet of you. Thank you for the new shoes. But yesterday you came home and bought everybody new shoes because we are going to Florida at the end of February for a cruise. In your defense, the kids do need new shoes. They are absolutely grown out of their other shoes. They each have like one pair and we are struggling. So like, I get it. But at the same time, we want a budget. So I would have been like, hey, babe, do you mind if I go out and grab some of these shoes? Do you think that's something that we can, do right now? Yes, I agree. But no, you were like, you know what? Our conversation, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to do it anyways. That was really annoying.
Okay, Brittany.
Excuse me.
I took Cooper out because you took Riley out. And Cooper had the conversation how he believed it wasn't fair for him to a certain degree, I agreed with him, and that's one of the reasons why I picked something up for him.
Sorry.
However,
No, it was fair. She was bought a gift card from my best friend. Right? She was bought a gift card. So she needed to go buy something.
Explain this to a 4-year-old, though.
You can. This is where you are breaking.
I broke.
He got his own gifts.
Yeah, I broke.
His wasn't a gift card. He got lots of really cool presents at the moment. It was instant gratification.
No, I totally broke. I totally broke.
And you are teaching him.
The second part, though, just to be very clear, I called you and I asked you what the kids' shoe sizes were, and I told you where I was, and I told you I was getting them shoes. Now, to your point,
you didn't say I was buying myself shoes and you shoes. I don't need new shoes.
That's what I was going to say.
You don't need new shoes.
I didn't need to get the kids 2 pairs of shoes each, and I didn't need to get you and I a pair of shoes.
No, you did not.
However, I did call you. I did tell you what I was doing.
Okay.
And you told me the kids, and you confirmed the kids' shoe sizes.
Listen, the whole point of this is for you to take accountability. You are not.
Yeah. So this podcast is brought to you by the
throne of lies.
The arguing couple. But here's what we're gonna do. Since we're not feeling the greatest for the 37th day in a row.
Yes. We're gonna play a game.
We decided, and we've talked about this numerous times, and we encourage you and we invite you guys to do very similar things as partners, is these little date nights. But date nights don't necessarily need to be extravagant, and they don't need to. Well, baby, there's something on the top of my mouth, and I'm telling you, my tongue is not working. Oh my God.
Ryan's right. This is something that you can do at home. You can have a glass of wine. You can have a coffee in the morning, but play along with us. So we're gonna put a whole bunch of questions together.
We've done this before.
Yeah, it's not the newlywed game. It's experienced wed game. So some of these questions are it's like the idea of the newlywed game, but we have a little bit more fun questions. Okay, to see how well you know your partner, because you change individually, you change as a couple, and it's kind of interesting to see if your answers will kind of your partner will think what you think that they're going to say. Anyways, let's go.
And to add to that, some of the subject matters that I'm going to bring up are good conversation starters.
They really are.
And so we encourage you to play along. This is not, again, going back to the conditions of satisfaction, going back to the quarterly check-in.
This is not a test.
This is not a test. This is not winning and losing. This is simply having a conversation with your spouse. And we deduct that if you have these conversations more often than not, and you get alignment around some of these things, you're going to have a better relationship. And if you don't have alignment around these things, you get to see how far of a gap you and your partner either have always been on or have now reached.
I also think that not all of these questions are as serious as Ryan's making them. Some of them are really fun. Okay, so I have a bunch of questions that we could both answer, and some of them are just going to be for you. But are we going to ask them this is an easy one, okay? And this wasn't in the deck. I just think it's funny. Okay, do you know my bra size?
I knew your bra size.
What's it right now?
Your bra size was a 30.
No. What's it right now?
I'm going to say
Why are you saying was?
I think your bra size now is a 34C.
Wow. Do the Owen Wilson. Wow. Yeah, that's good. You're right.
Wow. Thanks.
Yeah. It used to be big titney.
Yeah, we used to call it Brittany Big Titney.
Before I had kids, I had huge boobs. Okay, anyways, I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
That was an easy one. So, okay.
For who?
Well, I just mean that's a simple, fun one. It's not whatever.
Oh, you see, you're so just so you guys know, I have no idea what she's going to ask me. And she clearly has no idea what I'm going to ask her. But I just realized that she's playing a totally different game than I play.
No. Most of my questions are going to be the ones that we've played before.
Oh, okay.
I just thought that one was kind of funny.
Yeah, because my questions aren't that at all.
Okay, go ahead.
So this should come as no surprise. The majority of my questions
are about sex.
In nature.
Yeah.
Sexual in nature.
Okay.
And this is what I say. It's important to know these things. Mm-hmm. So, Brittany, let me ask you this question. Yes or no?
Okay.
Do you wish that we had sex more often?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know.
But you're supposed to guess what my answer is going to be.
My guess was yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we could honestly, I think everybody could have more sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. Sex is human nature.
And that's the podcast. Goodbye. No, we have Riley home. Okay. Anyways, yeah.
It's a good question because it opens up
If I were to have
it
said
opens
no,
up the conversation. Yeah, if you had said no, I would have been like,
another conversation.
Well, we're not on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
But what I like about this question and why I wanted to bring it up first out of all of the other ones is because if you and I are on the same wavelength, like we should have more sex. Now it opens up a conversation for us to start exploring how that could be possible.
Can happen. Yeah, for sure.
Like, how could we have more sex? If you think we want to have more sex, and I'd like to have more sex.
If the answer was no, then you would have, like, a whole other conversation would have been seated there that you would have to have, right? Okay.
Discovered.
Exactly. And again, it's not a make wrong. Like, had I had said no, Ryan would have just been like, okay, we are on a different page. Like, let's explore that.
I'm going to write that down now.
Let me get back to that one.
How do we get back to that?
Let me get back to that. Okay. This is a funny one. What do you think? What do you think of when you want sex to last a little longer? I'm going to tell you what I think you said. Mm-hmm. So, like, you obviously don't want to explode before, like, too early. Okay. I think you think of like parents or like, yeah, or like your granny.
So that's not true.
No. Okay.
Because the last person I want to think about while having sex with my wife is my grandmother.
No, I know, but that's supposed to like not make you.
So here's a little trick, because I learned this when I was a lot younger, because some idiot told me, just distract yourself by thinking about something you're not attracted to.
Okay.
You know what happens when you're not attracted to something?
What?
You stop getting hard.
Oh, fair. You don't want to do that.
It's a fine balance.
Okay. So what do you do?
I focus on breathing.
So hold on. The next time we have sex, if you're just going to be like,
no,
I'm going to be deep. Like, all right, Rye. No worries. We'll take a break.
It's deep, intimate breaths.
Okay. How does this sound?
Can you hear that?
I can hear your little whistle too.
Can you hear the cat in my nose?
Oh my God. Okay. It's super sensual.
Yeah. So the faster you breathe, the quicker you climax.
Yeah.
So like if you've ever noticed during sex where you're like, I'm going to finish, I start breathing faster to try to time it. Now, I'll tell you this. This is a little bit too much information, mother-in-law, father-in-law, and parents.
Don't listen to this one.
But I will say this. Probably one of the most disappointing things for me as a man, which I can only imagine would be disappointing for you, because you're really kind when it comes to this, is when I'm not in a position where I'm going to climax, but then I hear that you're in a position that you're going to climax, and I try to time my climax to be your climax, and I climax before your climax. That is a massive lunchbox letdown.
It's really hard.
And I'm sorry. It sucks for me because I'm like, oh man.
But also I feel like
I could have gone way longer.
That's a twofold sucks for you, because you're like also kind of denying yourself like your orgasm. Like you're kind of like, no, but you're also like, you feel guilty that it's happening. You're obviously like, it's nice, but you're also, I think at the same time you'd be like, fuck.
Well,
or are you just like,
I'll tell you this. It really sucks to have sex with anybody, and after you're finished, you apologize.
Yeah.
Like, apologizing after sex is not the best.
Not the greatest.
But when I do it, I'm like, okay, I'm in this. I'm deep breathing it. All of a sudden, you're like, oh my God. I feel like I'm like, whoa, we're here already? Not saying that it happened like super quick, but in my head, I'm like, I didn't think we were here already. I need to get ready.
Like,
no. I just start breathing through my mouth.
It's like you're having a baby. You're like doing labor pains. Okay. That was a ridiculous question. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. You go.
So here's a legit question. I think I've asked you this question before.
Yeah.
Have you ever pretended to be asleep when I come in the room because you anticipate that I'm going to ask you for sex?
Probably. I think you've asked me this before.
I think I have.
Yeah. And I distinctly remember doing it one time when the kids were super young. And I was like, I'm just way too tired.
Yeah, I know you do it. You do it probably more often than you think.
I really don't.
And I'll tell you, you don't do it. You don't pretend to sleep. You pretend that you were falling asleep. Like oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, good night, Ryan. I love you. And
no,
I'm like, okay, someone doesn't want to get laid tonight. Good night, Brittany.
Your problem is like when I go to bed, this actually pisses me off a lot, because when I go to bed, and you come in and you need something, or if you're sleeping, I'm very quiet and you are like a fucking elephant when you come in the room. You are. You 1000% are. And you like open the drawers. When you put the gate at the top of the stairs, I'm jolted awake every time. And when you take it off in the morning.
I'm going to set the recorder and I'm going to have Jake listen to the wavelengths.
Okay.
The wave files.
Yeah, absolutely.
When Jake listens to the wave files, he's going to say, Ryan's quieter.
Lies.
Yeah.
A throne of lies. Okay. This is a random one.
Oh, you never asked me. I've pretended to sleep.
Really?
Yep. A couple times. Multiple times.
Oh, well, good for you.
Not for the same reasons. Nope. Not for the same reasons at all. I pretended to sleep because I thought it would be nice and fun for you to wake me up.
I remember.
And you didn't. And you don't. I'm like,
so you don't do that anymore.
I'm going to pretend to sleep. And if she wakes me up because she's horny, this is going to be the best ever. And then I wake up in the morning. I'm like, well, I guess that turned into actually falling asleep.
I actually did fall asleep. Okay. This was a random one. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you think strippers are at a bachelor party? How important are strippers at a bachelor party on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being like they're a must, 1 being 0. I have to guess what you're going to say before you say it. So I'm going to give you my guess.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to guess, I don't know, 8?
Well,
9, 7?
My guess, I wrote down 6.
Wow. Okay.
And I'll tell you why I wrote down 6. I could easily have gone to 4. But 5 is not.
Hold on. This is we need to dive in at somebody else's bachelor party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I know.
I wanted to make sure.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm a married man, Brittany. Their bachelor party is not my bachelor party.
Right.
So I could easily have gone, I think 5 is Switzerland. So
yes, you
scale of 1 to 5, I ain't going either. I'm never going to land on 5.
Interesting.
So I could have gone 4. I could have gone 6. Okay. I went 6. Because I didn't want to piss off the other guys listening to this podcast.
Okay.
But for me, personally, the reason that I go to a bachelor party is to have fun with my buddies.
Excuse me. Yeah.
It's not, now that we're in our 30s, almost 40s, the idea of us all collectively getting together for a weekend, it doesn't happen unless it's a bachelor party.
Sure.
So for me, what I really want to do is just hang out with my buddies and laugh. I don't need to be at a strip club to do that. If it's at a strip club, I am not offended by this.
Obviously.
I have no problem with this. They create some unbelievably funny stories to tell years and years and years later, not required to me at all. Golfing, fishing.
You
and I'm not a fisherman.
Lower than I thought you were going to answer. So interesting.
Yeah, 4.
What about for me?
0.
Oh, at a bachelorette?
Yeah, I don't think a stripper. Why would a stripper be important at a bachelorette?
Well, I think it's very important for some people, to have a male stripper or a pretend cop to come in.
I said for you.
No. If I'm going to a bachelorette.
Do you think it's important to have one?
No,
more?
I think it's actually really weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you asked me what I thought,
and I thought you'd say 0.
I'd be more inclined to have a girl come to a girl bachelorette party and everyone be like, yeah.
Slap in the base.
Women supporting women. That would be less awkward than a man coming and
I said 0 not because I think it's 0, because I thought you'd say it's 0.
Yeah. It doesn't do anything for me. But here for it, here for it. Okay, go.
Okay, Brittany, when is the best time to have sex? In the morning, in the middle of the day, or at night?
You're asking me what my answer is going to be?
I am asking you what your
obviously
answer
at
is.
night.
And that's what I would have said as well for you.
Yes.
Now,
you? I would.
Well, the middle of the day is a difficult thing to do, especially when you have a job and kids. Because if it's the weekends, you got the kids. And if it's the weekday, you got the job. So it's very difficult to do. Uh-huh. However, scientifically speaking, the best time to have sex is in the morning because testosterone is high and estrogen is high. So in terms of a hormonal time, from what I've read, morning sex is the best sex. The problem with morning sex is morning breath.
Morning children in your bed.
Well, that too. But you've never been a morning person.
Never.
You've never been a day person. This actually brings up a gap between us in terms of I love to see what I'm doing. Uh-huh. You'd love to not be seen while you're doing it.
No, that's not true. I just I like it a little bit more intimate. I like it to be intimate. And I think
staring in your eyes. I'm gonna stick my dick
I would say you're
in your vag. Look at me. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Okay.
That's what I like.
You're having sex and the doorbell rings. What do? A, ignore it. B, stop and answer the door because you never know who it is, who could be there. C, finish quickly and get the door.
D, say, come on in.
No, you have to think what would I do?
What would you do?
Yeah, you have to answer A, B, or C.
What was A?
Oh my God.
Stop.
Ignore it.
I'd say you would ignore it.
Okay. I'd ignore the door if we were in the middle of having sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I think that's what you'd do.
I think that if they kept going and like if there was like consistent doorbells, we would be like, fuck. And then one of us would go down.
Yeah, I think you have to ignore it.
Yeah.
Unless you're anticipating guests or a delivery package that requires a signature.
Yeah.
In which case, if you knew that was coming, you should have planned accordingly.
Poor planning.
Poor planning.
I think you would also ignore it. You would ignore it.
100% I'd ignore it.
All right, sweet.
Okay. Brittany, who out of the two of us is better at giving?
Oh. You.
I wouldn't say better. The question shouldn't be better.
No.
Who's more of a giver?
You.
Me.
Like guaranteed. I'm just like a wet fish, actually. I just lay there. I don't do anything. You're not supposed to nod. You're supposed to be like, that's actually not fucking true at all.
No, you don't. You're not a limp noodle.
I love how you're like, yeah.
No, I was still saying. I was still agreeing to the I'm the giver.
Yeah,
in our relationship.
You are definitely the giver. But I think this is like a very vulnerable episode. Like we're talking about a lot of shit right now. I think the reason why you are a giver is A, you actually really enjoy it, but B,
you don't know me.
B, it gets you super in the mood to get me in the mood, which really works out for me. But like it turns you on to know that you are doing that to me.
This is why they say you sit on a throne of lies. Have you convinced yourself that this is why it is better to receive than to give?
No, this is literally what you've told me.
Are you actually suggesting that by me giving, I am also receiving? And it's like, your gift is my body, right?
No, I'm literally telling you what you have told me.
Oh, yeah. Well, then that's all true.
You literally are like, I like to do this, please. It puts me in the mood. I'm like, okay.
I also like to receive.
I know you do. I'm just letting you know that I'm reiterating what you've literally told me verbatim.
But I will say this. Make no mistake about it. If I wasn't in the mood and you went down on me, I'd still be in the mood.
Okay.
So I can get in the mood because I'm in the mood all the time.
Good to know.
I think for me, the reason that I do enjoy it, just to be very clear, I am a giver. I'm a provider.
Okay.
But for me, I just know that if I do, it leads to the other stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Where if I don't, it usually doesn't.
Okay.
Okay, Brittany, what?
It's my turn.
No, you just asked the question.
No, I did not. You did.
What was the last question?
Who is more of a giver?
Oh, that was me. I asked that one.
This is such a random one. What would be the best kitchen utensil to bring into the bedroom? Hold on, I gotta think about it because then I'm gonna tell you what I think you're gonna pick.
I am.
Okay.
I am thinking about it.
Do you need a minute? It's such a weird question.
I'm not in the kitchen really enough. I'm getting exposed because all I can think of is
like, what are utensils? Don't say anything.
Microwave.
No, babe. Those are appliances.
I know. I'm going through them in my head. Like, I'm going through all the things. Knife, fork, spoon. Like, I feel like such an idiot in this kind of bowl.
Wow.
Salad bowl.
All
utensils.
Right.
Tassels. Tassels? I meant what?
I don't know what you meant, but that's definitely not a utensil.
Okay, well.
You got one? No.
I would say the salad.
The tongs?
Tongs.
Are you fucking...
Yeah, they pinch your nipples.
Hey, you know what? Oh, I thought it's making me think of like when you go for a pap and they like open up your vagina.
No, I wasn't thinking that at all. I was thinking like just pinching your nipples. I can't think of a tool that wouldn't hurt.
I said a turkey baster.
What would you do with the turkey baster?
Like use it like a dildo?
Oh, I guess you could do that. But then you'd like really pump yourself full of air. That seems not good.
Just a bunch of
You get a queef. You're like, yeah, give me that turkey baster.
Stop.
I'm glad you didn't twist my nipples with those salad.
All of a sudden. Okay, that was such a fucking weird question. Love it.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, going to the second question when it comes to giving.
Oh my God. Is any of your questions about like anything other than sex?
No.
Jesus. Okay.
Which is better? I think we talked about this one before.
Then don't say it.
Which is better, penetration or oral sex? If you had to choose one for the rest of your life.
Personally, I would choose oral. And you know why. I just have a really hard time having an internal G-spot orgasm. Mm-hmm. So I would choose the outer.
Okay. Very selfish of you, but I understand.
Really?
I understand.
The other one, I don't get as much pleasure, so I should choose that one. You still get pleasure. It's nowhere near the other pleasure.
It's exactly like the coffee.
It's nowhere near the other pleasure.
Of course. But at least we both get pleasure.
No, it's not the same.
I'm shocked that you said that.
No, you're not. Okay. You knew I would say that. Okay. This is not about sex. Shocker. What is the stupidest thing you've done at a staff party? I'm going to answer what I think you're going to say.
Stupidest Do you have it? Thing I've ever done
at a staff party.
Oh,
Do you have
exactly.
One?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think it's when you like rolled or broke your ankle at the keg cup.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. That hurt. No, that wasn't.
That wasn't it.
What
was it?
When I was 18, I got invited to very similar, like a keg cup.
Sure.
But I was working for Kelsey's, and they sent us all down to Blue Mountain, Collingwood area.
Hold on, for our American friends, Kelsey's is like a restaurant, and
Kelsey's Bar and Grill is an American restaurant that came to Canada.
Blue Mountain is just like a ski resort.
Just to be clear. Anyways, Kelsey's Roadhouse.
Yeah.
So I was 18. I got invited to this like chalet. Spent 3 days there. Got absolutely obliterated on Goldschlager.
Okay.
And someone said to me, "You know what would be funny, Ryan?" I said, "What's that?" And they said, "If you left the room for no reason and you came back not wearing any clothes." And I thought that would be funny. So I did it.
What? I didn't know this story.
Oh, yeah. And then unbeknownst to myself, now thank goodness this was before cellular devices had photos and apps and all this fun stuff. This is when it was okay to be an idiot.
Yeah. No proof.
So I came back up, but people did have Polaroid cameras.
Did they? Seriously?
Yeah, and when I showed up to work 2 days later, in the back where everyone saw where their work schedule was photos of me all over the wall naked. I did not
know that.
The worst part is that my sister also worked at that restaurant.
Well, that's really awkward.
Yeah. I was wearing a hat.
Well, that's good to know.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Interesting. Hat. That's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
But yeah, breaking my ankle, that sucked too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't super smart.
Okay, Brittany. If you recall back in the early stages of our podcast, probably in the top 5, maybe 6 first episodes, we asked the question, do you trust your partner? So we already know the answer to this as a past tense question. Huh? So I'm not going to ask you have you ever? I'm going to ask you, do you currently spy on or read messages on my phone, whether that be text, Instagram, Facebook, or anything?
No, unless your phone is like beside me and a message comes up or it's on and I'm literally looking down and reading it, I don't need to spy.
When was the last time you read through some of my messages?
I, honest to God, could not tell you.
Huh. That shocks me.
Yeah, I just don't.
I would have anticipated it was...
No, and
recent.
Honestly.
Good for you.
Thanks
for trusting me,
I think
babe.
the thing for me is that, like, in the past, if I've opened up your messages and like, and we've discussed this before, it's actually not like, in the past, I wasn't looking for you, like talking to other girls. It was like, for me, it was a conversation that maybe you had with like, when you were meeting it with your friends. And I was like, I wonder what he talks about with them. About me, if it's to me. And I remember,
should we get medium wings or
no, I know, but I think it was like you were sharing, I honestly don't remember what it was, but I left feeling like I don't need to know this is a space for like Ryan to be with his friends. Like when I'm with DK, I'm venting, she knows and loves you. And so it's like a safe space for me. I don't want to have that information if it exists. And I'm sure it does, because we're two human beings who can be very frustrated with each other. We're allowed to vent to our friends.
Yeah, you're annoying.
And so I think that information is just not something I need to look for.
Good for you.
It's just not, it doesn't serve me.
I'm proud of you.
I'm going to ask you the same question.
Oh, it's been months.
Yesterday.
It's been months. like months. And there was a very specific situation that occurred that I wanted to know an answer on. And I thought, man, maybe I'll find the answer there.
Yeah. And that caused a huge fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I learned your lesson.
Yeah. On that note.
Okay, I have one more question, and I think we're good to go. Okay. I'm just debating which one to ask you. Let's end on like a fun one.
Okay.
Let's do a two-parter.
Oh.
A, what is the sexiest color of lingerie? And B, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like thongs? 10 being like your favorite. Hold on. I have to answer for you. Remember?
Okay.
Because I want to see if I got it right. I would say you would say black. And I would say you would say thongs would be like a 7 or an 8 because you really like booty shorts better. Okay.
So I would say that if you had a tan, white.
Okay.
If you did not have a tan, black.
Wow. White, eh?
Yeah.
I don't think I own any white.
No, you don't. Do you own any black?
Yeah, I'm wearing black right now.
Those are underwear, not lingerie.
Yeah, but it's lace.
Okay, fair. And okay, fine. Anyways,
I'll make it.
And then in terms of a thong, what is my? You said an 8.
A 7 or an 8.
7 or an 8. I would say a 5.
Wow, Switzerland.
I don't really like. Oh, sorry. God damn it! I said it. I will go with a 6.
Okay. I honestly, all I own are thongs. So.
I don't really particularly love thongs.
Yeah, I think it's more like a practicality thing for me. Like if I wear a lot of leggings, I don't want to have the underwear.
Understandable. I understand the practicality behind it. For me personally, and that's why when you said the word lingerie, not underwear.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right? So lingerie to me needs to be revealing, but also you can't have this.
Excuse me.
And for me, it's like if I got sent a photo with a woman naked, but her nipples were covered, as far as I'm concerned, she's not naked. It's just a little bit of coverage. That's what I need. And when it comes to the thong versus the booty shorts, for me, the booty shorts show me what I want to see, but don't show me what I want to see. Whereas the thong, I'm like, that's it.
Yeah. Perfect.
So I'm a 6 because I like your ass.
Got it.
I'm a 4 because I don't really love thongs.
Fair enough.
And I could be by myself in that, and that's cool too.
If you've taken anything from this podcast, you'll never look at a turkey baster again the same ever. I'll make it. Bye. Aside from my soul.